Hi guys, Pete here from Ashton's Cars, and today I am showing you around a rather spectacular Jaguar XF. It's the S, so an XF-S and Portfolio spec, so literally a top of the range model this is. It's the 3-litre twin turbo diesel, about 275 horsepower, so very powerful car. And as you can see, it's got a private plate on it, which is actually staying with the car. It's been registered on this plate from new, but it is a 2011 model. Portfolio S means you've got the big wheels on it, 20-inch alloy wheels. They've got a really smart design. They've got this sort of gold spoke in the middle, if you can see that. It's got the chrome side vents on it as well, which look spectacular. The car's finished in a sort of graphite grey, which suits it well. It also, means that it enhances the car with all this chrome on it as well. It shows up really, really nice on the car. Now, I'm quite partial to this car myself because this is actually my own personal car. So I've been using this car myself for a little while. Put a few thousand miles on it and really enjoy driving it. But as is the job, I don't tend to keep cars long, so that's why it's now up for sale. So as you can see around the back here, more chrome, twin exhausts. I think the private plate really looks the part because it doesn't look like a 10-year-old car, this doesn't. And everyone who sees it seems to think it's a 17 plate because of that number plate. But just point out very quickly on the back, there is a little mark by here where the previous owner caught it, I think, unloading the car. It's very, very minor indeed, but just something to bear in mind. And on the passenger side of the car, there are a couple of little touch-ins, which I can't really show you on camera, but there are a couple of marks that have been touched in on the doors. It's where people have opened the door, obviously in the car parks, onto it. They've been touched in with the proper paint. They do look okay, and we'll give it a little flat and polish before it goes out. But it is a 10-year-old car. There are a couple of marks on it. It's done, over 100,000 miles. So coming around this side of the car, as you can see, it does look a hell of a machine, this does. And with 275 horsepower, it's such a powerful car. You wouldn't believe, the power and the torque from this, and it's still returning me almost 40 to the gallon. So I've really, really enjoyed driving and owning this car. It's got a lot of extras on it because it is a Portfolio S. So if you have a look inside, beautiful perforated leather seats. These seats are not just heated, they're also cooled. They can blow cold air back up. They are kind of a sports seat, so they've got very deep bolsters, both on the lumbar and the base there. The dashboard, I'll show you in a second, is a bit of a art feature in itself, because when you start it, those vents all spin round. The gear selector, which is a dial, comes up from the center console. And as you can see, it's quite tastefully done with the wood, the leather, and this metal trim, which is actually metal. So that's a really smart looking interior, probably one of the nicest interiors of any car that you will come across. Going into the back of the car, more leather, more wood. I love this on the doors where you've got the wood here, which looks the part. It's a nice dark wood, so it's not garish in any way, but it really does give it a classy feel, and it reminds you are in something quite special. As you can see, it's a big car. There's plenty of space back here, and there's ventilation to the rear as well, which keeps the rear passengers very comfortable and happy. Now, on a more practical note, look at the boot. It's huge, and it's got split fold seats, which is rare in a big saloon, so that makes it all the more practical. The car's also got sensors on the front and the rear, and it's got a reversing camera, so it's very easy to park and manoeuvre, despite the fact that it is a pretty big car. So, without further ado, let's have a little look inside and start the car up. So, as you've seen from the other side, it's very smart in here. As you can see, I'm sat in it now, and I've got a lovely cockpit in front of me. Classic looking dials there, but a more high-tech touchscreen affair by here. And what I'm going to do is I'll start the car up for you. It's a keyless ignition. I have two of these Jaguar fobs. As long as you've got one of these on you, you can unlock the car just by touching the door handle. You can lock it just by pressing a button, and you can start it just by pressing the brake pedal and pressing this pulsating button here that says start stop. Wheel drops down, dials open, and a gear lever pops up. So that's a dial to select the gears. As you can see, if I select reverse, I get my camera up. And we've got Muse blasting away there because we've actually got a digital stereo on here, so I'll turn that down a second, but we've got stations like Absolute, which are only available on digital. Seats are controlled through the touchscreen. I can cool them. Definitely won't be wanting that today. Or I can heat them up. Pretty easy to use once you get used to it. You've got a navigation system on here as well. I've just gone on to the wrong bit, sorry. Navigation system with all the maps and everything else. You've got to consent that you aren't going to go crazy or anything like that. So yeah, we've got a relatively large screen. It's very clear, and what I do like on this particular car is that if I had a route set on there, it would actually come up on the center console, my next instruction as well. If it all looks a bit flickery, by the way, that's because that's our camera, not the car itself. So there's no flickering, it's all done properly. The car does have the upgrade hi-fi. Obviously it is a Portfolio S, so it's top of the range. So it's the Bowers and Wilkins hi-fi in this. I think it's about 11 or 12 speakers in it. It's got a subwoofer as well. The sound quality is amazing, but it's just not going to do it justice on the phone, so I won't put it on right now. It's a classy place though to be. It does look the part when you're sat in here. I think the car itself is just a very, very pretty and classy looking machine, so I would definitely recommend this car to anyone. I've personally very much enjoyed owning it. And what I'm going to do is just take this key out with me just to show you how easy it is to lock the car. So to turn it off again, we just press that and watch. You'll see the gear selector glide away again as the vents close. It's easily pleased I am, but I do find that quite satisfying. So let's just jump out to the side of the car a sec. I don't know if you noticed, but the wheel actually goes up on it as well to allow me out. So that's quite nice, and it's got things like the memory seats and stuff. Right, so I want to lock my Jaguar now. All I do is press a button by here, and that's it locked. And look, the mirrors fold in automatically. If I want to open it again, I just grab the door handle, and it opens, and they come out as well. It's that easy. I can have this key in my pocket. I can have it anywhere. It makes it very, very easy to get in and out of without having to scramble for keys in bags and stuff like that. So, one last look around the car. As I say, it's a car I've owned personally. All the servicing's up to date on it. It's literally ready to roll for anyone who wants it. I probably will be using it slightly, so the mileage might increase a little bit. I think it's on about 106 at the moment. If you're interested in this car, please give me a shout. Oh, one last thing. There are a couple of scuffs on this wheel. I forgot to mention. I've parked it with them in their most visible position. There are a couple of scuffs on that one alloy wheel. It's always the one that catches it, unfortunately. Anyway, if the car is of interest to you, please give me a call. My number is 07932 873 646. What we're looking at here is a hell of a lot of flash for not that much money, because it looks like a 30 grand car still. It was probably about 50 or 60 when it was new. It's a fraction of that, obviously, our price for it. So 07932 873 646 if you want some more information or you want to register an interest. I will happily take a part exchange against the car. I'll also happily arrange delivery anywhere in the UK. Please let me know where you are. If you're within 150 miles, there will be no extra charge. But wherever you are, even if it's in the Highlands of Scotland, we can arrange delivery to you. Again, like, share, subscribe to our channel. There should be something coming up for you to do just that in a moment. And most importantly, give us a call if the car is of interest. Once more, it's 07932 873 646. Hope you have a great day and look after yourselves. We hope to see you very soon. Take care.